they're making a comparison and trying to draw a parallel between cannabis flower and tobacco. Like we know that tobacco in cigarettes is highly regulated, and supposedly for the purposes of that cannabis, sorry, supposedly for the purposes of that tobacco causes cancer and sicknesses in people. Now, what you need to know about tobacco is there are two predominant tobacco plants basically, and they're different. Okay, one actually, I mean, there's three. The first one, the one I wasn't going to mention, I'll just touch on briefly. Is like the woodland flowering garden type tobacco. This is a ornamental. It's still a tobacco, but is mostly ornamental, grown for its flowers, which smell beautiful in the garden, or so I've heard. So let's get down to the two main tobaccos. Is the one variety of it that is I don't know if it's a different species of the genus. We'll get into it, but it has white flowers, tiny white flowers. And then the other is the Native American ceremonial tobacco. And this is a different plant. It's in the same uh, genus, but um, it has little yellow flowers. And the difference is that the chemicals inside the tobacco plant grown for cigarettes in gas stations and stuff actually does contain harmful chemicals, whereas the Native American ceremonial tobacco plant does not contain those harmful chemicals. And in fact, according to Native American legend, their ancestors required the Native American ceremonial tobacco plant to survive. And if they became depleted of it, they needed it urgently to restore their vigor and life force. At least, this is what I've heard. In addition, the Native American ceremonial tobacco, if you were to grow that and give it to a Native American who had a whereabouts of their culture and background and the relationship to the plant, if you were to grow it and give it to them as a gift, that's like a very special gift. The Native American ceremonial tobacco, very special, or so I've heard. So, what you're getting into with this whole, to connect the whole deal with the cannabis being sold in a pre roll or smoke form versus the traditional smoking tobacco with the white flowers, which produces toxic chemicals, versus the Native American ceremonial tobacco with the little yellow flowers, which seems to have healing properties and does not produce toxic chemicals. You have more of a parallel between the Native American ceremonial tobacco, which is not regulated and does not produce toxic chemicals, it seems to be healthy, between that tobacco plant and the cannabis plant. Whereas, once again, the highly regulated tobacco plant causes injury due to its use potential and has toxic formation of chemicals in the plant. So, I hope this explains a few things. And if any of you lawyers out there want to dabble in this arena of cannabis legalization, there's your basically there's your fact.